Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday's Mental Moment with Dr. Danita. If you missed Thursday's episode of Baggage Claim Unpack Your Bags with Dr. Danita, go ahead and head over to my YouTube channel. You can catch the replay and let me know that you're catching the replay. So Thursday's episode was I Got 99 Problems, Are You One? And we talked about red flags and why people tend to ignore red flags and how people struggle in letting relationships go even when they possibly see those red flags. And so you definitely missed a good episode if you were not on live on Thursday. And so again, go over to my YouTube channel at Dr. Danita Thompson. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so that you can get all of the future reminders. So let's see. So tonight I'm going to give a few tips on the idea of blind love. And I'm going to talk about blind love for a few minutes and then give some tips on how to navigate your relationship when blind love or you're in the relationship blindly. And so when we think about blind love, we're talking about being in a relationship where you are unable to see red flags, you miss and you ignore all those things that are going on. And so when you're in a relationship and you're experiencing blind love, you kind of idealize your partner, believing that they have absolutely no flaws and they seem to be just perfect. So many things that others are able to see in your relationship with your partner, you kind of make excuses for, and in making those excuses, you end up minimizing those red flag status, the status of the red flags that are happening within the relationship. So I can say to you that the honeymoon phase of a relationship is absolutely a beast. Your brain is so filled with dopamine and oxytocin. Those are your happy receptors. The what's going on in your brain that just makes everything feel so heavenly, and therefore the blinders are on. So any realities of the actual relationship, the actual behaviors of the partner kind of like get rejected because of the dopamine and the oxytocin that's happening and, just taking over your ability to think rationally. Hey, Lee, I don't know who else is watching. I can't see, but hi, Lee. So when people are blindly in love, they make a lot of excuses. And so they may say, well, there's people out there worse. Not everybody is perfect. Hey, Whit, not everybody is perfect. You can't expect to find perfection in people. And that is true, that we're not perfect. And so we should not expect that our partner would be perfect. But you can't say things like, oh, well, he may be controlling, but at least he's not physically violent. Controlling is a red flag. And so when you find yourself making excuses that there's someone else worse out there, you best believe that you are operating in blind love. And so, when your partner kind of becomes your personal project where you see something, you're not necessarily highlighting it as a red flag, but you are seeing it as something that you may be able to fix or help them fix, because again, not everybody is perfect. And so they may be lazy and have been on the couch for the last 90 days and not have a job, but you say, oh no, when we get further into the relationship, I'm gonna help him develop his resume, and oh, he has so much potential. You are blind and not recognizing that you need to run. So since it is very common actually for people to experience this blinding in when they're in love, you have to make a decision to be intentional when you're entering into your relationships. Everyone knows that the beginning stages of relationships can be cloud nine ish, that it's very difficult to really see without having rose colored glasses on. So before you actually get into relationships, you need to be intentional and make up a decision in your mind and in your heart that you are going to review your boundaries regularly and make sure that this person is not overstepping those things that you had made a decision would be your boundaries. Make sure that you review your list. Everybody should have some sort of framework of the type of person that they're looking for and the things that they won't accept, the red flags that and deal breakers that you put on the list from the beginning. Make sure you're reviewing them regularly. Check in with yourself, and also check in with your support system. Be willing to hear what they are saying and what their evaluation is of the relationship. And if you have relied on them before, and if you trusted them in other areas of your life, and you know that they love you, then trust them to be honest about what they see in the relationship that you're currently in. And so it is always also, as I end this Monday's mental moment, it is always a great idea to seek professional help for your relationships. You may not necessarily even think that anything is so wrong that you need to necessarily seek professional help. But a relationship in general is difficult to navigate. And so seeking help as early as possible, even if it's just to make things better, that professional will be able to highlight things that you may not be seeing. And that therapist can shed light on helping you to determine whether you should run, Forrest, run, or whether you should stay and work through. So those are my tips for today's Monday's mental moment in regards to blind love. And if you know anyone that could benefit from this particular these particular tips, go ahead and like and share. And we'll see you again on Thursday. Thursday's episode is What's Love Got to Do with It? And we can't wait to see you, and have a good one.